talk elections. Let's
Okay.
we're doing 1023 culture now, which is my other one. One of my other
Okay.
channels. I have a few. So in 1023 culture, welcome to 1023 culture. I have my
Hey.
friend Dar with me. We're going to talk a little bit about the election because, as it's crazy what happened.
Oh my goodness.
I mean,
my
I've
goodness.
seen so much stuff on social media, and some of it is wonderful, some of it is not. Some of it makes me go, "Are you people? Do you listen to anything other than your own echo chamber?"
It's
We're all guilty of an echo chamber, aren't we?
yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
we really are.
I know. I for years. Oh, let me just put it this way. I'll just say me for the past year or so, I have been pretty interested in politics.
Mm-hmm.
And just really knowing as I probably said before, actually probably a little bit more than that, probably like more years than that. Ever since I was saved, I've kind of gotten into learning more about what's been going on
Mm-hmm.
because I was always in the dark for the longest time. I didn't know what was
Mm-hmm.
going on, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so I found that political stuff I've been interested in. I don't know everything. I'm just talking about surface political stuff, not the deep because I don't get
I'm
it.
layman at best
Because I don't get it.
so.
It's like some stuff I understand, some I don't. But,
Some stuff is way out there. Some stuff,
yeah.
some stuff that I'm like, am I putting a tinfoil hat on here? Am I really going full conspiracy theorist? Then I dig a little deeper. And it's like, no, I'm not. It really is that crazy.
Yeah, definitely. And
because you and I we're happy Trump won. We're happy Trump won the way he won. Because I mean, it's no doubt at all.
Exactly.
Okay, it's no doubt that he won. He won in. I mean, the only one that I've heard of that won at a greater landslide than this was Ronald Reagan in 1984. Now, Ronald Reagan won everything but one state.
Get out, really? See, I don't even know that. Because even years. I don't remember.
So he was going against Walter Mondale in 1984. I was 14 years old at the time.
Wow.
And he won everything but one state, and so that was a slobber
wow,
complete slobber knocker. And this was not that big, but it was still huge because he took all of the swing states. Trump took all of the swing states.
Yeah, I know, right?
I mean, it was Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, wasn't North Carolina,
Georgia, North Carolina, Georgia, Arizona, and New Mexico have not closed yet. They're still counting votes.
Wait, Arizona didn't? I thought.
No, Arizona, Nevada. I don't think so.
One of them is. I think Arizona did. Nevada, I think, is still. Yeah, Nevada, I think, is still open. Arizona, I think, is closed. Let me open up
an election map here. Election results. There we go. And
I think that was the only one.
The Google Maps shows that Arizona and Nevada have not closed out yet.
Really? I saw. Okay.
It's So it.
But I think it's gonna.
Still, I mean, it's at 71% reporting in Arizona, and 91% reporting in Nevada.
Okay.
And Trump has a 4% lead in Nevada. So the only reason they're not closing out is because they're stubborn.
They are trying to let this drag out to the utmost. Come on, people.
Well, the deal's done. The deal's done. Okay?
Yeah.
I mean, even without those two, Trump has 295 electoral votes.
Yeah.
And he's beat her. He's by 4.5 million.
That's crazy.
On the popular vote.
Well, they said make it too big to rig, huh?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
But I don't because I don't, and this is probably I wouldn't say the only time, but I believe this time was definitely God driven. I mean,
I think we needed a reset as a country.
Yeah.
So bad.
Yeah.
And respecting everybody's personal choices, okay? Because I mean, you know that I'm not going to sit there. If a person is gay, if a person wants to be trans, all these things, you know, my only rule is leave the kids alone. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay?
Exactly.
Leave the kids alone, which I think that's most people. I'm fairly liberal when it comes, you know, libertarian.
Yeah.
When it comes to these kind of things.
If you're an adult, and that's that decision that you want to make, it's still not what God wants for you, but that's between you and God.
Yeah.
But
and
with
I can
the
leave
children,
you to your choices.
Right, but with the children, when you're doing that, and as I was just writing, as I was just doing the writing, you know, God loves his children, you know, and when you mess with his children, nothing good is going to come out of that, you know. And
better that you be thrown in the ocean with a millstone.
With a millstone. I mean,
to your neck.
And that's just the gentle part. Yeah, he said that gently. I mean, that's just the light version. You know,
exactly. So I you know, I just want to get that out there because I mean, you know, we have a fairly common you know on a lot of these things, but I think we've headed down certain paths so far, and we have to rein back certain things so much. There's certain things like, you know, people are like, well, I mean, how is he going to make prices go down? Well, you know, there was I found a finance guy, right? And you know, I was listening to him, and first off, he was a black man, and he was responding to a black woman who was trying to say that Trump voters were, you know, uneducated. And here he was, I have a degree in finance. So he's responding like that. Okay, fine.
I have a degree in finance.
But he answered the question. I mean, he answered the question. I mean, you know, one of the biggest things he's going to do is go back to the drill baby drill idea. Okay, where we're creating our own. I mean, we have the ability to be a net exporter of oil.
Right.
We don't have to rely on these other countries for oil. And there's so much here. And once you do that, you have this homegrown source of things where, I mean, people don't understand how much oil is in everything.
There is no need that, you know. There is one part about it. What is it? You don't have to be a borrower. You can be a seller. Don't be a borrower. But we have sinned so much that we end up being borrowers of everything that we're not.
Neither a borrower nor a lender be.
Right.
You know, thank you. You know, we have the ability to not. And you look at how much, you know, like oil petroleum products are in everything. Everything. You look around your house, and 80% of what you own, unless it is a natural fiber made with natural dyes,
has got some kind of oil in it.
It probably does. If you wear
even
makeup,
us,
you've got oil.
even us, because when our hair gets dirty, it gets oily, and there you go. No, I'm not. It's not petroleum, but you know, it's like it's still oil.
It's still oil. So and so when you change that supply market. And you localize it, and you don't have to transport it over the overseas.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be so expensive.
And another aspect is, you know, I mean, somebody like Trump in office is going to calm a lot of other countries down. You know, we're going to see things like, I saw one thing, and I'm pretty sure it was not true, but it was, you know, talking about how, you know. All these people are like going to be like, okay, Trump's in office, we need to chill out. You know.
Yeah, I saw that too, and it's like, no.
You know, I don't know how true it is. I don't think it's not going to be happening that fast. He's going to have some action, but I think in 6 months to a year, you're going to see an awful lot of things calm down, and little things like, you know, if you look at like the Red Sea, okay, the Red Sea it's a shortcut around Africa. Okay, so you go through from the Mediterranean, you go through the Red Sea, and you get to the South China Sea, and you know it's a shortcut. And right now, because of, you know, because of terrorist activities and pirate activities, they have to go all the way around Africa.
Oh,
to
I
get
think
to
I
the same
did see
spot.
something like that. Yeah, I think I did see
Yeah.
some. Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's
by calming these things down, people will be able to go through that Red Sea again.
yeah.
And why? Because, we've got somebody that they're not too sure of who's
Mhm.
willing to do things like what he did in Syria. Remember
Mhm.
what he did in Syria, where he dropped the mother of all bombs, the Moab? He dropped the Moab, and lo and behold, Syria got calmed right down. So,
I'll calm down. I'm
and he
good.
did it
I'll be good.
exactly, and he did it without putting boots on the ground. He did it
Mhm.
with and one of the big problems that I had with the idea of Kamala is I have a 21-year-old son.
Mhm.
Okay, and Democrats. I'm sorry, Democrats are war hawks now. They want
Ye-
war.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't want war at home, but they want war. They,
They
want
want-
wars to
yeah.
happen overseas.
They
so
want
they
war.
Can, so
Yeah,
they
you
can
don't want your kid
influence
getting
them.
drafted and stuff like
I
that,
don't
and
want
just
him drafted, and I care about that.
yeah.
There's only been one president in all of our history that has not involved us in some sort of conflict.
Mhm.
Only one.
Only one.
And everybody else
Let's
has
keep
in
that
some
going.
manner, shape, or
Let's
form,
keep
whether
that
it's-
going.
And that's what
Yeah.
and that's where my one of the places my interest lies. I
Yeah.
don't want my son to get drafted. I
Mhm.
don't want him to go off to war. I don't want. These are things I don't want to see happen. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
I don't want anybody's child to go off to war.
Yeah,
I want to
exactly.
see. He's actually promised. He actually already knows what he's going to say to Putin and Zelensky
Mhm.
to stop the Ukraine war. He already knows. He couldn't say
Mhm.
what it was. Remember, did you see the Rogan podcast with Trump was on there?
No, I still haven't seen it yet.
Oh, you need
I've just
to
seen
see
bits. I
that.
still have.
That
I
was
could. It's like
good.
I'm like trying to find it. And I'm like, I was trying to find it
Yeah.
on YouTube, but I guess it's on.
Oh, you're not.
It-
Gonna
it
see
must
it
be on-
YouTube. I'll tell you right now.
Oh, then it's got to be on X.
Well, you might now. You might now. It was getting suppressed. You
Okay.
might now. You
Yeah,
might
I
see
was
it
like,
now.
I wanted to see that the day it happened. I was like, already. I'm like, okay, where is it? Where is it? I don't see
It was
it.
awesome. But he
Uh.
said straight up, if I tell you what I'm going to tell them, I already know what I'm going to tell them. What's going to do this.
Mhm.
But if I tell you what I'm going to tell them, it won't work.
Yeah, exactly, because it'll get sabotaged.
It'll get
That's-
sabotaged, and he
Yeah.
already knows that. And,
Yeah.
So and then we have to think about what's his cabinet going to look like?
Mhm.
You
Oh,
know,
it's
we're looking
gonna
at things
be-
like,
It's gonna
It's gonna be
be
something.
amazing. Yeah, it's
No-
gonna be.
It's going to be nothing like it was last time. Because last time, I mean,
Ugh.
and he says this. He said this. That when he went in before, he really he was listening to the wrong people. He was listening to people who were telling him to bring in these people who were experienced in the game in
Mhm.
DC, but they were game players. They were just
Right.
and so they had all their own interests going on
Mhm.
too. And so he was getting stymied by that.
Yeah.
I mean, when he was trying to he was talking about leaving Afghanistan.
Mhm.
General Milley was sitting there going, "Oh, we have to leave all this stuff."
He's
there.
like,
It's too
hey,
expensive to bring back."
like
Milley was-
what,
Milley's
dude?
trying-
What'd you do that
The-
for? Like, you know,
We left so much stuff over there when
Ah.
Biden backed us out of Afghanistan.
yeah, and
and
it,
it's done nothing but
everything-
hurt us.
yep, hurt a lot
You
of
know?
people. Just killed a lot of people. Just
Yeah, and
You
because
know,
it was
and
too
it's not
expensive
recognized.
to bring it back.
yeah, I mean that is absolutely nuts.
And you know whose idea that was? That was General Milley wanted to do that. And Biden just said, "Okay,
Okay, yeah.
okay, we'll just leave it there." You're right. It's too expensive to bring it back.
Not a
like,
problem.
no,
yeah, it's
that was
like
that-
totally
and then,
ridiculous. But I think
that was a mess.
yeah, but I think Trump's cabinet is. I think he's got like a lot of good people
Mhm.
with him. There's even some people that I think should be with him, and I can't remember now. I can't remember his name. The loud one.
The loud
Who they
one?
took? Yeah, they kind of like took everything from him. He had his own show. Oh my goodness. He kind of told everybody what was like really happening, and no one listened, and everyone thought like he was a tinfoil hat guy. Oh my goodness, and I can't think of his name.
Alex Jones.
Alex Jones, yeah.
Alex Jones.
I
He was
mean,
in
maybe
that
not
thing.
be in the cabinet, but at least
No,
advising
he
him.
wouldn't be in a cat.
Yeah,
he wouldn't be in a
advising.
cabinet.
because
I
who
don't
else
think-
is
I don't think
advising?
he'll-
um,
well, I think RFK should be there.
oh yeah,
He
definitely.
needs to be in there
Vivek.
in some sort of a health department.
Yeah, he's gonna be in there,
is
and
RFK. That man is so smart when it comes to this.
yeah.
I don't agree with everything he says, but
No, there was one
you know,
thing I was watching too. Like everything seemed really good, but then it was something in there, and it was kind of like,
yeah,
like
he is still.
I don't know. It was like kind
He's
of
still
a modern medicine.
he's still a Democrat. He's still a Democrat at heart, right?
Yeah.
But he's not
not that kind of like he's not that kind.
He's not the kind that drives us crazy.
Yeah.
He definitely spoke out against an awful lot of the COVID stuff.
Because he lost a lot of family members because like he turned to Trump and everything. But but it's definitely not going to be an easy thing, an easy ride because they still have a couple more months, and we've seen how things have gotten messed up within the first couple of weeks. You know what I mean? So it's like okay, I'm out. So what kind of stuff is going to be stirred up and trashed until that happens? And that's
they're going to have because I'm looking at it right now
because there's so much stuff that's got to be undone before. I mean, don't expect Trump to get in, people, and think that things are automatically going to change, because it's not. It's going to take a good year.
One of the things we have going on is that this, we took the Senate big time, 53, which means there's even the couple of people that are always against things can't really muck up the works much.
The Senate and the House, everything.
But there's going to be what they call a lame duck session, and the lame duck session is going to be just horrendous, straight up. They're the Senate is just going to sit there and be pushing stuff through.
Right.
That are all their agendas to get their book.
Oh, you mean now? Yeah, now.
Yeah,
right now. Between now and then. Yep.
All these people. It's the lame ducks. They call it a lame duck session because.
Okay, because I never heard that before, but I get what you're saying. Yeah, it's a lame duck. Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense.
They're on their way out. This is their last chance to get things through that they've always wanted to get through.
Right, yeah.
They're going to get all that through. Unfortunately, for them, they don't have the House now. Okay, the House of Representatives. Which the House of Representatives is, they need to work with them a little bit.
Right.
So they don't have that. If they had both of them right now, it would be
it would be horrific. Forget it.
Yeah, but they don't have the House, so they do have the Senate. So we'll have the Senate here at the end. We're still going to, and right now, because of slow counting, as of tonight, and this is according to the Google.
Well, they did say a week or so, huh? Looks like they're taking up all that week or so.
Yeah,
Goodness gracious.
Yeah. So we're it's 199 to 210 for seats in the House right now. We need to get that 218 mark again for the majority. It looks like we're going to have it because at this point in time, the GOP
if God didn't do it, I don't know. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
This is just too much.
Yeah.
In order to say that, it's just because and this is okay. So this is what. This is what I was like writing about basically, and how I think, and I think that's why these past few days I've been really hyped. I've been really hyped up, and I'm like, I got to get myself moving. You know what I mean? Because I see all this as a second chance. Like God has given us, He's given us a win, and He's given us a second chance, and we should not. Just sit back and go, we voted and, we did that. The world is saying that, the world is saying, we voted and it's because we all, but you know what? Yeah. It could have gone either way. But I think with really having, and God does it, and it's God because, and I'm sorry, I'm getting hyped up because I'm so excited.
Do it.
But it's God. Because He doesn't do anything halfway, right? He gave it all. He gave it all. Okay, the president, the House, the Senate, like everything, and I mean,
and here's another thing. I mean, people don't think about this too much, but I mean, right now there are governors. Okay, there are 27 Republican governors. 27. Over half the country has Republican governors right now.
What is up with
What
Jersey?
is up with Washington? Okay?
I know. It's like
I'm
everyone
with
I
you here,
know.
honey.
We all come from Democrat states. I was thinking about that the other day. I'm like,
we're
trust.
where God put us. Okay?
Yep, we're Democrat. I'm like, Lib. Yep, Democrat. I'm thinking, I'm thinking red nails.
I'm with you.
Democrat, Miss Wolf. Yup, Democrat state. Like, what is going on? It's so funny.
And well, that's why we're here, is because this way we can meet and encourage each other in fellowship.
Yeah.
Here.
Hey, we don't have to have a Democrat
because-
mind, though. It's all good.
We don't, exactly, but I don't even call myself Republican. I call myself a Christian conservative.
Yeah,
because-
Christ follower. I'm going
because,
for
because
like,
there's a lot of Republicans that I don't like.
yeah,
Okay, I mean straight up. There's,
yeah, and it's
when
a
it
lot
comes
of.
to when it comes to our politics,
Mhm.
so many of them are go along to get along.
Exactly. I was saying that. Well, no, I was writing that, and I was saying that
Yeah,
that there are non-Christians, okay, that
yeah.
go along with what it's done because it's what else are they going to do? Because they don't know. They don't they know, but that's
It feels
what
so
it would be
high schoolish,
expected.
though.
Yeah, that's what it would be
feels so high
expected.
school. It feels
It
like
does.
it feels like they're trying to do it so they can sit at the cool kids table in the cafeteria.
Yeah, I mean,
You know,
you don't.
and it's like you're never gonna be there. Quit
Yeah.
trying.
Yeah, and
Quit
how do you
trying to be-
change?
Quit trying to get on MSNBC. Quit trying to. Do
Yeah, and
quit
how do you
trying to
change
be the
everything that
person
you've
that-
known, and go,
Yeah.
okay, and just throw out everything that you were taught, and just go,
Hmm?
okay, yeah, that sounds good. I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah.
And
We'll go with
it's
that
too.
instead.
Yeah, you can't. And then too, I was thinking like you can't even say like
Come on and play ball.
every non-Christian, because there are non-Christians that do see part of the light. They do see part of the deception,
Oh,
but
yeah.
they're based on what it, like pretty much affects them, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they can still they'll see it and go, that is ludicrous. I am definitely not I'm not for that, but I might be for this over here. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
when I was writing, the topic was to the Christian, because that's who, you seem to talk to on Facebook that are like for the
Yeah.
other thing. And it's like, how can you? Because it's against God. What is going on? How can you say that you're
Mhm.
Christian when you're going against God? So yeah, so it's not really for us to say that we're
and-
Republican or conservative or whatever. It's
No,
like
it is-
Christ
it
follower.
isn't.
What would
It's-
Christ like?
Yeah, well,
What's
what would
he
Christ like
for?
us to do? Well, as I read,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
more I read, the more I read, which is what I have. I have a Bible. I read it, and when I read it, I see. I don't see a go along to get along.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
see that. I
Yep.
don't see this high school clique attitude
Mhm.
of wanting to be with the cool kids
Mhm.
because I've got different ideas. I'm okay with that. Now, one of the things that's happening right now that's really sad is we're seeing all of these, and it's being driven. No offense, it's being driven by women. Okay, so
Oh,
women
hey,
who are mad
no offense
about people
taken
who
here.
voted for Trump. Yeah, because
They're losing their
there's all these
minds.
women who are they're losing their ever loving minds.
Mhm.
They're saying things like, "Well, I'm going to divorce my husband because he voted for Trump,"
Mhm.
and I'm like, "So you're going to break up your home
Mhm.
over this?"
Yeah, I heard that, and I
Because
was
you
like,
can't get past
"What?"
I have a friend. I have a friend, and I'm not going to say his name, of course, but he's asked for prayers over this very thing because his wife was an anti-Trump, right?
Mhm.
And she knows he's not.
Mhm.
She knows but he's been very very quiet about it at home. watches a few things here and there, but doesn't say anything.
Right.
Didn't do a victory lap around the house. Yeah, Trump.
Right.
Didn't do anything like that.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's having a tough time, and he's asking for prayers.
It's so sad.
And he's not the only one. I have
Yeah.
I have two sisters, and one of them is I know where she stands, but we don't talk politics. Okay,
Mhm.
the reason we don't talk politics is because I only just got her back as a Facebook friend 6 months ago. Because
Yeah. So it's like, yeah,
because of
yeah, we're
politics.
gonna keep that right.
Okay, I mean she's local, so we would see each other at holidays.
Hmm.
And the other sister said that if Trump wins, she's moving to Canada, and I'm like, don't do that.
It's
This is
not
not
any
worth
better
it.
in Canada. Trust that. Yeah.
It's actually
not.
worse in Canada.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And it's- and then we have other family members,
Hmm.
and I when it comes to things like us older people, we're on Facebook, we're not on Twitch. I do a little bit of Twitter, but
Yeah. I do a little bit of the different stuff. I don't
a
really.
little bit of
Yeah.
my main thing is
My
thing is
main
Facebook,
comments and stuff like that are on Facebook. I don't. I don't.
My
get
my son asked
Twitter.
me a long time, Dad, why are you on Facebook? I said, that's where my friends are at.
Yeah.
If my
And plus,
friends
you
were
can
someplace else,
you
I'd
can
be
minister on there too. You can.
You
You can. I do
You
it all
can,
the
and-
time. Yeah. It doesn't have to be like
Does-
like some kind of like
Yeah.
argument or like whatever. It's like you can minister because there's so many lost people that
There is.
you
And-
see
and you
on
can-
there,
and you
and
can
it's
do-
like
and you can gently minister to them.
yeah, exactly.
Giving them things, and
You
it's
can
like,
do but
okay,
so
these
much
things
for
are
typing,
happening.
though.
It's like, well, can I? If all
It's
you
easier
do is
talking.
just say, "Can I pray for you?" when somebody's
Mhm.
going, knows that they're going through something.
Yeah,
I mean, that could mean so much to somebody.
yeah,
So yeah. I mean, I have other people that are on Facebook. It's like, I just don't say anything on there about politics anymore.
hmm
And it actually has gotten to the point where a lot of my friends don't know where I stand on politics because of it.
hmm
And it's like, well, and I'm like, well, that's kind of the point.
yeah,
I don't.
Right.
If you run away from me, I can't minister to you about other things.
right, yeah, Yep.
If you unfriend me and unfollow me and all these things, I can't. You're I've lost opportunities now that you might be introduced to Jesus and you might say hi to Jesus.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. It could happen. And but
so I'm a little careful about that.
about that. Yeah.
My Twitter,
I see
on the
that.
other hand, that's a garbage pail.
Yeah.
that's
Twitter.
a passion.
Twitter to me, I am lost on Twitter. I'm lost on Twitter.
Yeah,
X.
Twitter's weird.
I'm lost on that too. But a lot of interesting things. But my thing, I just look at I look at YouTube, and I the thing that saddens me so much is like how women are really losing it, and
They are.
they're really losing
And
it
it's not
on
just-
something that is just so evil to begin with. It's just so bad, to begin with.
Yeah.
And it's not okay. God does not
No.
want it. God loves children. He loves his children. He loves his babies. And it's not okay. And no, Trump is not trying to kill you or anything like that. It's ridiculous, but this is the lie of the devil that has been put into the heads of women so much. And I was also watching another preacher where he was saying that it's like there was like a march of women or something. They were banging drums. I forgot where they were, but he was showing that, and he said something that the whole feminism thing is is a lot of stuff that kind of ruined it. And I don't want to give him word for word because I don't want to misconstrue, but I was trying to really trying to understand what he was talking about. But he was saying with that, it's like, okay, so the natural way of it is Christ, then man, then woman, then child. But he said with the feminism thing, it's like women want to kind of like be equal with men. You know what I mean? Except when it comes to war, I'm sure, and except when it comes to changing a tire. But no, I'm just kidding on that one. But yeah, but in certain sense, they want to be equal. And so he kind of did this.
And most, I'll tell you, most of us men, when it comes to just general living life,
Mm-hmm.
we're fine with a woman being equal with us.
Mm-hmm.
In virtually everything, we're fine with it.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to actual spiritualness, there is an order of things. Now, it is known that
Right.
if a child comes to Christ first, something like 4% of families will become Christian. If a wife becomes to Christ first, 25 or 30%. But if the father in the household comes to Christ, 90% plus of households where the father comes to Christ will become a Christian household.
Yeah, because God set
That's
it up
how
to be
he
that
placed
way.
it.
So yeah, so
He
it would
set
be
it up to be
more.
that
It
way.
would be that way.
Yeah.
But so
Now,
what I was
yeah,
so
go ahead.
so but what I was saying was like, okay, as far as like being equal, like
Mhm.
you know, I guess he was saying, well, okay, like with women want to say, okay, I don't need a man, and
Mhm,
which I don't
mhm,
understand,
mhm.
because no, you do. Otherwise, your
You
parents
do,
needed a
yeah.
man. Otherwise,
Sorry.
you wouldn't have been here. But
Well,
but
on top of
it's
that, there's so many jobs that men do
yeah. I
that
mean, if
are
the women want
high
that,
risk.
yeah, if the women want to do that job, that's fine.
They want,
I
but they don't
don't
want that job.
think
That's the thing. That's the thing. They don't want that job. A few women want that.
a few
A
women
few
want
women
that.
want to be want to be the
Yeah,
electricians. A few women are willing to go out there and be garbage collectors. A
yeah.
few
But
women
they really
will do
don't
that.
want to
They
do
want
that, but they want
they want
to.
high profile. They want high profile, high pay, high
Right.
power jobs.
Mhm.
That's what they want. They want that aspect without having to do
To do
that
that
aspect.
and that without having to touch everything.
Somebody's got to fix the toilet, okay? There's a bathroom over
Right.
here.
Oh yeah,
Somebody's
definitely.
got to fix the toilet. And you
Yeah.
know what? The guy that fixes the toilet makes a lot of money.
Yeah, you ain't
Okay?
kidding.
You ever
Yeah,
call a
ain't kidding.
plumber?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
ever call a
For
plumber on
electrician, call an
Thanksgiving Day?
electrician. Good grief.
Yeah. You know what? We called the plumber on Thanksgiving Day. You know what? They charge a lot of money to come out
Yeah,
on Thanksgiving
I'm sure.
Day.
Yep.
But you know what? When you need them, you need them.
You need them. Exactly.
You
Exactly.
know, by the time you're calling them, I've exhausted all of my possibilities, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want
um,
to have to do that. But yeah, he was.
you don't, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what it is. But you know what? He's got to do a lot of really dirty work.
Mm-hmm. And women,
Really
I know I
dirty,
don't want to
smelly
have to
jobs.
do it. I don't want to. I don't want to
Yeah.
have to do it. Like I was kind of like, all for that. Like, oh, don't need a guy and this and that and
Mhm.
that. I mean, that was kind. It wasn't like my mindset. Like I wasn't set on it, but I was just like,
Mhm.
it was either way. It's like, yeah, whatever. But but he was also saying too, when a woman wants to be equal with the man, that
Mhm.
that cuts out Christ and it cuts out
Mhm.
children. Because see, if
Mhm.
the woman wants to be like the man, these are the women that don't want the kids. They want that,
Mhm.
high power career. They want to be equal that way, like the non-dirty stuff,
Mhm.
like you were saying,
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
want the
Yeah.
equal stuff, and so when they do that, that cuts out the children. I'm not ready for kids yet, and that
Mhm.
cuts out Christ because there's just no room for him in there. You know
Yep.
what I mean?
Yep.
So he's explained it a lot better. So
Yeah.
he explained it a lot better.
Yeah,
But
but these are the women that are on TikTok, that are on YouTube and everything, and X. You'll
Yeah.
find them there too. That I mean, and they're just raging a storm,
yeah,
because
get your hands off my ovaries. Like
well,
that
I don't
kind
want
of
to be in
stuff.
your
It's
ovaries, all
like,
right?
but that's
maybe
how
you
it.
should,
Yeah, I mean, but that's
maybe you
how
should be
they're
thinking about
like,
your body counts. I don't know. Okay?
but that's what they're thinking. Get your hand. They said
Yeah.
something else. Maybe it was,
You know?
but it was something.
Yeah,
It was
they
something close to
said
that. But it
stuff
was like,
that. Yeah,
but yeah,
get
it's
out of my
like,
uterus.
yeah,
I don't
that
want
might
to
have
be in
been
your
it.
uterus. Just so you know, I don't want to be in your
Yeah,
uterus. All right?
and
Just so
they
you
got
know.
the hats and stuff, and it's like,
Mhm.
you know, it's like, man, you like sometimes I think, what if we did live the order that God put us into, You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Obviously, Adam and Eve kind of like, you know, kind of turned the tables on that one. But,
Yes, they
you know, but
did.
it's like, wow, you know, and
Mhm,
people
mhm.
now, like, we want this utopia. Like, you know, we're always going for this utopia thing when it's not going to
It's already been
happen.
laid out to us.
Yeah, it's
But
been
it's
laid
been
out
laid
to
out.
us and we
Utopia's
blew
been
it.
laid out.
Yeah, and we blew
You
it.
know.
And so this is
Yeah.
it. So it's like it's not going to happen. So changing the names of things and you
Mhm.
know, messing with the kids in order to, you know, say, "Oh, you know, you got
Yeah.
to accept everything and you have to do this," is not going to
You know,
do it.
and I think this election actually kind of points to what the general population wants.
Mhm.
Okay.
I mean,
The
good
general
grief. It's
population wants kind of a return. We want to dial it back.
yeah.
Okay. We want to dial back the rhetoric. We
Mhm.
want to dial back the craziness.
Yes.
You know, I think, and like I said, I think most people, you know, if you know, will look at you if you want to be gender fluid or whatever, and you're an adult,
You know,
do what you want.
be
That's fine.
be you,
Okay.
boo. Yeah.
And if you're my friend and I talk to you and you want to be, you have a particular pronoun you want used, I'm going to put an effort forth to use that with you
Mhm.
because you're my friend.
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm going to tell
I mean,
them
really.
though that okay, I might be a
I'm
little
going to
bit
tell them.
I might be a little bit
Well,
different
what,
on this one because I might
I'm
say
going to have
I'm not
conversations
going
with them.
to I'm still going to talk to them, but I'm not
Yeah.
going to, for me personally, and probably am not
Mhm.
going to use their pronoun. I would just say I would just start talking. I would just look at them
Yeah.
and start talking because then this
Yeah.
way I don't have to lie and be a
Yeah.
liar and they don't get insulted. If you,
Well,
because
yeah,
a lot
you
of
know,
times
and
you don't
there's
call.
other ways around it.
Yeah, there's ways
I
around.
just,
I would do
you
it
know,
to where it's like because I don't want to.
yeah, that's respect.
You
Yeah, I
know,
mean,
you know
wanna
what I
be
mean.
respectful.
Yeah, I want to be respectful, so
You
I
know.
just look at them and just start talking. Hey, how's it going?
Mhm.
Because how is that offensive? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if
Yeah.
I use their pronouns of something like I want to be called sir, and here you are like obviously a woman, well then that's gonna make
Mhm.
no, that's gonna make me a liar, and I
It's gonna
don't
put a
want to do
wedge.
that.
It's going to put a
Right,
wedge in the
exactly,
friendship. Is what
because
it
it's not
is.
gonna be real.
Um,
It's not gonna be a real
yeah.
friendship if I have to make
Yeah, I
believe.
can see that. I can see that. Yeah,
You know what I'm
kind of think
saying?
in terms of, you know, it's like,
But I
if
understand what
again
you're
that whole
saying
concept,
too.
yeah,
It's like
yeah.
because
To
you
me,
don't want to
to me, I
cause a
don't want to
rift
put a
with friends. I hear you. I
well.
hear you.
I'm less concerned about that. More concerned with, you know, it's okay. It's again, it's like I'm not talking politics on Facebook for
Mhm.
the same reason.
Mhm.
I can't minister to someone that's mad at me all the time.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
even I mean, you want to be mad, that's fine, but
Mhm.
let's focus on what you're mad about.
Yeah.
If you're mad because I posted something about God, that's kind of a you problem, okay?
Right.
But if you're mad,
That's like that's
yeah,
a you
if you're
problem.
mad because I didn't put any effort forth at all into, you know, respecting your feelings,
Mhm.
I'm going to put a little bit of effort into respecting
Mhm.
your feelings.
Mhm.
Now, it might be the fact that I'm going to be, hey, Dar, and I
Mhm.
was talking to Dar, and
Mhm.
Dar did this. I'm not going to say she because she wants to be called he.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. You
you know,
just
I might avoid pronouns entirely.
yeah.
You know,
You just you can
it's
just say yeah. You can just say the name or something. You know what I mean? I
yeah,
mean,
you can
because you
can
already
do
know
that.
them, so you
That's
don't
an
have to
option.
say hey
Yeah,
ma'am or something
yeah,
like that because that's not in a friendship
yeah.
kind of thing. You know
If
what I mean?
ma'am,
I don't say
you
hey
know,
hey sir live. You know, it's like that is sir live to
no,
explore. That would be a
no,
cool name. But
no.
yeah, you don't. That
That
doesn't
would be
really
weird.
come up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't really
No,
come up, so it's probably not going to happen in a
and it
friendship.
doesn't. And you know, and we're both homebodies, so it's not going to come up for us much anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
I could talk to my cat. Yo,
but
she cat.
yeah,
But,
exactly. You know,
yeah,
a
but
couple of neighbors here or there, that's about it.
yeah,
But
I just hello.
but I do think that this I do think this election is it kind of points to the whole concept of people tired of that crap.
Yeah, I
I think that's a
mean
lot of it. I
that's
think we're
the
just
thing.
tired of it.
Just
You
be,
know,
just be, just
yeah.
yeah.
Can I just be me?
Can I just
Can I
yeah?
just be me?
These are
And if
my
you don't like what I
thoughts,
say,
and
you can go over there and
exactly. Exactly, but how it's been is like the bully in the schoolyard. That's
yeah,
how it's been. It's like the
yeah.
big bully up here is like, we're gonna change this, and you got to do this, and you got to do that, and then so people,
Hmm.
you know, because there's nothing worse. Like, who wants to be the victim of the bully? So everyone will chime in and beat
No,
up on the
no,
innocent
exactly.
person because they don't want to
Mhm.
be the they
Yeah,
don't want to be the victim,
I,
so they go along with what the
yeah.
bully
So
says. You know what I mean? And
So
you
where do you
know,
think people are getting
s-
this? I mean, these people that are hitting the top,
mhm,
and we're talking mostly about women doing it because these are the ones that are screaming. Of course, I've seen a few men too,
mhm.
but where are they getting this from? What do you think they're pulling these ideas from that they have to be respected, but we don't. I think that's where I start to fall down on this.
Y-
It feels like they have to be validated.
mhm,
They have to. We have to validate them. We
mhm.
have to listen to them. They're the ones. It's just this really selfish,
Yeah,
conceited
I
attitude.
I
I'm
think
tired of it.
yeah, I think it comes from
Oh, by the way, it's
um
probably only going to go on Rumble.
yeah, yeah, I hear you. Yeah, probably best. Probably best. But yeah, cuz it's getting pretty. But yeah, I think it comes from a sense of not feeling empowered, or some
Hmm.
women, not all women, but some women who
Yeah.
feel like they haven't been empowered, or they haven't been heard, and they feel like they're missing out on something, or maybe, or maybe a part of them is just kind of like, why was I born like a woman? You know what I mean? Although they accept it, but they feel
Yeah.
like, something's missing. Because obviously it's something missing in their life. There's something missing
Right.
that you
Right.
need to be validated all the time from other people.
Mm.
It's like the same thing, that I hear, and that's what kind of really started me writing. The writing that I started today, because I hear
Mm.
black people talk a lot about slavery and how, you know, oh, this is going, and they still just keep talking about slavery, and it's like the need to have this validation. I mean, and I said the two things
Mm.
that really separate people, which I wrote, are race and sex.
Mm.
And
Mm.
those are the two topics that um, basically are asking for validation.
Mm.
Are, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Or is the race thing and the sex thing. And where does it come from? Just so many years of being pumped into how poor you, poor you,
Mm.
you've been disenfranchised because of this and that, like,
Yeah.
not, I mean, when you think about it, it is a special group that needs that, because otherwise everyone would need validation, and not everyone does.
Mm.
So it is something within that person, or it's something within that a certain group of people
Mm.
that need that. And you know if it was only one
Yeah.
person, you could say something different, like, oh, it's that person, but it's
Yeah.
it's a group of people that feel the same way, and it's like, okay, like, there's something there. Is it,
Mm.
I look at it as the influence of Satan telling you that you're not good enough, and that you need to keep being a
Yeah,
victim.
I think that's a
And
big thing right there. I think you're right. I think
yeah, I
it is
mean,
because who else tells us we're not good enough?
yeah,
You know,
God doesn't tell us we're
um,
not good enough.
it doesn't come from God. It
Nope.
definitely doesn't come from God because there's so many people. It's like they need to get their validation from.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's got to agree with them.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's got to understand them. Everybody else is, and we all want to be understood and appreciated and
Yeah,
validated.
exactly. You want someone
I
to say,
understand that.
hey, and not walk past you and just, act like you don't exist or something like that. But
No,
you're not crying out, the people do not
Mm.
not everyone cries out to be validated and really break down when
mean,
they're not. I mean, that
I mean, had the election not gone our way, I
mhm.
mean, we'd be complaining,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
would we
we'd
be
be the same way, but
crying?
I don't think that we would be
Uh,
uh really losing it like how
no,
we
I
see,
don't think. I
because
don't.
it's almost like you're seeing like, and I don't want to say everything is like demons, but it's almost like you're seeing demons like losing it. Not with
Mhm.
everybody, but there's some
Yeah,
videos that are out there where it just seems like somebody's got
there are
something
there
going
are
on
some.
in there, like,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
Um, and yeah, I've been seeing them, and I know you have too. So,
Yeah, it's
whether it
just
be
not
on
a
the
normal.
YouTube Shorts or on X or
Mhm.
things that just you know what these and I want to think that in a year's time, it's going to take some time,
Mhm.
but in a year's time, you're going to be able to look at these same people
Mhm.
and you're going to be able to talk to them.
Mhm.
I want to think that at least some of them will
I
have
think
you'll
you're
be
right.
like, okay, can you? It's almost like grabbing the doll and saying, "Can you tell me where the bad man hurt you?"
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm. Right.
and in a year's time, be like, okay, can we talk about this now?
Mhm.
Because I didn't want to talk to you about it before.
Mhm.
You were really off the hook.
Mhm.
And I understood you were disappointed. I understood you had some preconceived notions.
Right.
Can we talk about it now? And I
Mhm.
think that's one of the places we need to go in a year.
Oh, I definitely
Even
think
if,
you're right on that. I definitely think
because
you're right on that.
we're
I
not going to win them
understand what
all
you're
over.
saying.
We're not going to win them all over. Just a
Mhm.
few of them is all we is if the ones that you can like family members that like my sister.
Well,
Okay,
yeah,
in a year's time, I can't do it today. I can't do it
because it's not going to work.
happen.
Yeah, it's not
No,
going to
no.
make sense to them at all.
It's a very raw wound for them right now.
Yeah.
And
But
they
you know
have
what they
very
say, the proof is
preconceived
in the pudding.
notions.
The proof is in the
It
pudding.
is. I mean, they think that abortion is going to abortion rights are going to go away entirely.
Mhm.
And yet Trump has stated
He's stated
that
time and time
some of
again
us.
it's going to go to the
He
states.
just
I mean, it
it
shouldn't
goes
even be
it's in the
period.
states.
It shouldn't be period,
Yeah,
but okay, this
but
is the
this is a
land we
state's
live
issue.
in. Right.
This
It's
is
the
the
land we
land
live
we're in
in.
now.
It's
I'm grateful for the victory we had.
yeah.
Um, and I'm we can work on state by state
Mhm.
in certain circumstances.
Right.
But there's only a few states where you really have to worry about anything. And nobody has gone to jail over a miscarriage. No
Exactly.
doctor has gone. None. Not a single doctor has been charged with anything for
Mhm.
saving a woman's life by ending a
Mhm.
pregnancy.
But see, that was
That's
the
a
lies.
medical procedure.
That was the
That
lies,
was the
though.
lies
That was
that
just
were
going
told.
on there
And
just
that's
so
the
you can.
lies they're still being
Yeah,
told. That's the lies
exactly.
they're still being told.
Because people
Um,
people constantly bring that up, like, and
Yeah.
this is why the women are like losing their gourd. He's gonna kill
Yeah.
us, and he's gonna do this, and it's just like,
Do you remember the
it's
first
like,
time in 2016? In 2016, there were all these all these black people that thought they were going to get sent back
back
to
to
Africa.
yeah, it's like,
And I'm like,
Ah.
what makes you think that's going to? What in your
But
mind
you know what?
makes that make sense?
It has, yeah, but it was like I was watching when you just brought that up. It just like thought there was one black lady on there that was like, she was crying, but it was like, lefties losing it pretty much, and it was like she's crying, it's like, I'm gonna be a slave. Like, dude, seriously? I mean, this is
well,
like
they had people,
oh my word! When I saw that, I was like, you got to be
was
kidding.
That was insane then, and it's just as bad now.
Yeah, this was
And
now.
that's-
This was now.
Yeah,
This
I know,
happened. This
I know,
video
and
came
that-
out.
that-
Now I was
that's-
like,
this
what?
is recent.
Oh,
And it's like where are you getting this from?
it's
What
the
makes you
lies,
think
man.
that?
It's
It's the lies that they've been
that was
told.
constantly.
And
Yup.
you want and then we have things like the DOJ, the Department of Justice, has halted everything against Donald Trump. They screeching stop.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was like, oh man. And a lot of us thought that they were just going to keep going balls to the wall until
Yeah.
the last day.
At least up until
You know?
today, it was just like I heard the question: are they gonna like keep going with this, or are they gonna like stop? And I heard two different
There's
things.
still a sentencing hearing on the 27th.
Yeah. Okay. So it is still like going up, but I
There's
you know
still
what?
some stuff but
I
that's,
think
that's
that,
the
but
New York
that's
thing.
not going to come
That's
to
the New York
fruition.
thing, remember?
It's not going to come to fruition because, like I said, God doesn't do things halfway, and I think it was just
he still has appeals. He still has appeals
thing.
going on. It's gonna throw a whole.
But
bunch
wasn't
of
it stuff
out.
that was?
Was it Letitia James? Letitia James is the New York one.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
she's
right. I get them
all that stuff's
confused.
getting there. So Letitia James, she ran on to become. Apparently, they elect their attorney general. She ran on the concept of taking
taking them down.
Right?
Yeah.
And she stated, I mean, she's up there. I mean, she's like, we will honor the presidency, but if there's retaliation, it's like, you know what? Trump's probably not going to retaliate. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he hasn't retaliated yet. Like,
he hasn't done it yet. He's probably going to say now. I mean, if they keep going, it might be, it might be their federal funding might have some problems if they don't.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, let's.
Yeah, I
let's
think
start
that's what
acting
they're
right
afraid
about
of, that he's gonna like. Just
well, and you know what?
I don't think he
has. He but the thing is that it's the House that has that. He doesn't have that.
Right.
Okay. He has the power of veto. Okay.
Okay.
And he can say, "Hey, I don't want this to happen," until, say, New York does something like stop housing people in penthouse suites. Housing these immigrants like that for free.
Yeah.
And giving them all this stuff for free. If you have that kind of money, you don't need money from us. You might go those kind of routes.
Okay. And you're only giving your own people $750. I mean, not to change the subject on that one, but I kind of knew that I was thinking, I was like,
we won North Carolina.
Yeah, okay? I was like, there is no reason. Thank you. You thought that too. That in Hawaii, because the same thing happened with Hawaii. I was like, there is no reason. There is no way that's going to end up being blue. After that, I don't, and they're still having issues. They're still, I mean, good grief.
Yeah, North Carolina is still a mess. Florida is still a mess. Oh my gosh! And you look at I was the flipping of the counties, just the individual counties that were going through them, and just unbelievable. The counties that would not he lost before. So many of them flipped over to him
because people's eyes were opening, and like you were saying, with. Just talking to people, doing like a year, bringing it back after a year, because apparently people's like memory is short. Because how was it when he was in like 4 years ago? Like it's like hello, how were things for you then?
Yeah.
But people just want to keep harping on. He's a racist. He's a sexist. He's this or that, and it's like
he's this, he's a that, and he's all these bad things.
He's all these bad, but it's like, okay, some of it was just really nonsense. Because I'm gonna say this because it still doesn't make sense. Okay, about the whole in the changing room thing. Like that makes absolutely no sense. Does Trump not have an entourage around him everywhere he goes? Okay.
Yeah,
so how
really
did
does.
he just happen to get you in the? I keep wanting to say laundry room. Keeps coming to my head. In the dressing room, laundry room.
Yeah.
And to do that. So but this
and
is
that
how
woman was nuts.
I mean, it was absolutely crazy, and it was on. It was on. Then the other one too was on camera saying that it wasn't anything. Wasn't she? One of them was like a playgirl or something, like maybe not a play strip or something. I don't know. A person of whatever. But it's like what you're getting into when you do this. But it's funny how when things want to happen, how they dig things out You know,
Yeah.
they come up with
Well,
stuff
yeah,
that
I mean,
happened
there's a reason.
years ago.
There's
and
a
it's
reason
like,
you and I do this as avatars, okay? We're
yeah,
VTubers for a reason.
Yeah.
Okay? We do it virtually for a reason.
yeah,
We're
yeah,
not known. We're not big names. But
yeah,
if we
exactly.
ever were to become big names,
Yeah,
I don't want anything coming back on my family. You don't want anything
Yeah.
coming back on your
yeah,
family.
exactly.
There's things
You know?
I like the freedom to be able to talk about my family.
Hmm.
You know, when they're things like that. Okay?
Right?
So,
Yeah, exactly,
um,
exactly.
You know,
But
I'd
it's-
like to kind of wrap this up.
Oh
pretty
yeah.
soon,
Oh, okay.
because it's getting
But-
late.
Oh,
Uh,
I don't even know what time. Oh, I doubt if they
It- it's-
delivered
it's
my
like-
my coat rack. I bet they haven't.
Oh,
But
so
I don't think
you
it's
have a coat
coming.
rack
down.
coming?
Yeah.
So, but I still have to make. I'm on the West Coast, and I still have to make dinner.
Oh, you lucky
So,
you. Lucky
Yeah,
you.
I'm doing the. I'm doing
that-
salmon, potatoes, and green beans.
Oh, good. That sounds
So,
tasty.
yeah.
Tasty.
Yeah.
All
it's
right,
gonna
but
be,
yeah,
gonna be
what-
good. Gonna-
Like, but what you said, we'll meet back with that because people have to give it a chance. Give peace
Yeah.
a chance. Just give it a chance. See what he does, and then if he does everything that those other people said that he was gonna do, then you need
You
to
know,
reevaluate because you need to go.
Yeah.
Dang, they lied to us. You
You
know
one
what I
thing
mean?
about it is I'm not going to tell you that Donald Trump is a Christian.
Oh heck no!
Okay.
I wouldn't
I'm not
say
saying-
that he is.
I
I don't
think
know.
I don't think
I
there's
don't
a few
think
people
so.
that'll say it. There's a few people.
Yeah,
but
I don't know.
anybody reasonable person will say, maybe, but
Yeah, maybe. I mean, he
you know,
he
I-
does have
I
some
think he saw.
influence.
Yeah.
But if he
Well, I
really
think-
gave his life,
I think he's being influenced by God, but
yeah,
because God can take anything and make it
Exactly.
and use for
he's
his
not
purpose.
taking a
We know
mindless
this.
puppet to just do
He
something
used
with.
us, okay?
Yeah.
He used us before
Yeah.
we were believers.
Woohoo!
So hallelujah. But I do think that after the shooting,
Mm-hmm.
I think
Oh,
after that,
yeah.
I think it softened him a lot. I think
Mhm.
it made him it made him take another look at things. And
Mhm.
It changed. I think he changed after that.
I think he did too.
Did he become
yeah.
a Christian after that? I don't know. I don't know his heart.
Yeah.
If he did, he's still very new to it.
Mhm.
He's. I want him to be.
Oh, I want him to be
I
so
do.
much. Oh my goodness.
But I don't know his heart.
Yeah.
I don't know him. I haven't.
Mhm.
When he has spoken about biblical things, he
Mhm.
kind of mutilates the titles.
Yeah, yeah, he
know, a little
does. He
bit.
does. He does.
He has a little trouble with it. I don't. I think you can tell. That,
But yeah,
this is
we're not.
something- he
But we're
doesn't
not
sound
looking at him to be
he
a
doesn't sound
pastor.
comfortable.
Yeah, we're looking at him
We're not.
to be the leader of the United States. So, as
Right,
long as he's a
and-
good
and knowing
leader
his-
and he cares
and I know
about.
he has a checkered past. I know
us.
he's got a checkered.
Yeah, we all got checker past.
do you,
Yeah,
so do I.
Yeah, exactly.
And we weren't groomed. We weren't groomed from an early age, and neither was he, to
Yeah.
become a politician.
Right.
Okay, I'm sorry. Obama was groomed from an
Mhm.
early, from college years
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and before.
Yeah.
He was groomed to for senator
Mm-hmm.
and for president. I mean, his path was laid out before him.
Yeah.
To at least
That was
be
that
heavily
was like
into
all he
politics.
did. Yeah, that was like all he did was like the whole
All he did.
like
Joe
that stuff.
Biden.
Yep.
Joe Biden's the same way. He never
Yeah.
had a regular
The job. Yeah. He wasn't a garbage
Okay.
man.
No, he never did.
Didn't
that,
work in a
and
warehouse.
it's-
Nope.
He never worked at a McDonald's.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
you know,
Just that's all he
and,
did.
these people. That's all they ever did.
Dang, you would think
know.
he would become good at it. But okay,
You
never
would
mind. I'm
think
not going to
so,
go there.
but no, he never.
No, poor guy.
Kamala Harris. Okay, honestly, I mean, all the stories about her past. Of course, how
Mhm.
she became this. How she became. She
Mhm.
did have jobs.
Yeah, she had. She
But she was-
had. But that
I
was
think,
that wasn't her thing
you know,
though.
if
That
it-
wasn't her dream. That was just
if
to get
I wonder
along,
where she went wrong.
to get
If I wonder
by.
where she went wrong, I would think in terms of she never developed public speaking skills at all,
Mm-hmm.
ever.
Mm-hmm.
Still doesn't have them. I think she
And
took
true-
some classes.
Yeah.
I think she got some coaching here recently,
Yeah.
but she had no substance. She had no.
She had no
love.
true
no-
true empathy or anything. There was just it was just like dead behind the eyes because it was just like that
Mhm.
was like all her focus and like she said, You know, when she held up a pen and she realized what she could do with a pen and how she could change someone's life. That was creepy when I heard that.
Hmm.
That was
Yeah.
that's a creepy thing to kind of say. And then a creepy
Yeah.
thing to even to do. To
Yeah. And to
put
realize that
it
she
out
actually
there.
did those kind of things.
Yeah, and
know?
it was like, you know, some people
and-
you have to like wonder, was that their lot to be like? I don't know. Like sometimes I think that when
Was
there's
that
really
their role
evil
that got
person,
they got laid
yeah,
out for them.
yeah, exactly. To
You know,
be,
and remember on Hanging on My Piece, we talked about the whole thing about, you know, leadership being being placed above you by God.
mm-hmm,
It's a very difficult subject. Very difficult subject, because if people are placed in authority above you by God,
yeah,
what does that mean about, well, Hitler?
right,
Okay.
yeah,
Was Hitler placed above people by God?
and yeah. I mean, well, that's what That's what it says. He puts kings.
was
He
Joe-
builds
was
up
Joe
kings
Biden-
and
yeah, yeah.
brings them down.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
does.
because
You know, I mean, was Joe Biden placed in the
Yeah.
Oval Office
yeah,
as a person of authority by God? And
Yeah.
if so, why?
Because I was just
So
writing
you
that
ask
today.
questions of why.
yeah. Because I was just
think-
writing
and
that down
I can
today.
answer certain things. You know,
Well,
certain things like
because
Hitler.
We sin.
Yeah.
We were as sinners, and it was kind of I forgot which part in the Bible, but people wanted to cry out for a king, Israel. But it was like they wanted their
Yeah.
own king, you know, and God was saying, okay, well, I'm going to give them their king. You know, they don't want me. I was just reading that today, and I was just writing it.
Yeah.
But the people didn't want God to steer them anymore. They wanted a
Yeah.
king like everyone else, and that's what that's the same thing here.
And
You
God
know?
said, okay,
And so he gave
them
us
their
a
own
king.
devices.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
want me, I'll give
Yeah.
you a king that you want. Then you want and
Yeah.
look what
Yeah,
happened. Everything
And
got
look what happened. And, you
this
know,
was the worst
We got it.
ever. The worst ever of anything that has ever happened. I can't say in the history of the world, but in the history of the United States, the
You know,
worst.
we had it was bad.
I mean, I
You know,
can't think of
and-
anything else like,
I mean, and we've had some bad
It-
presidents in our lifetimes.
but this was
Okay.
the worst, the most deceptive,
I mean, I'm
most.
sorry, Joe Biden didn't
Whew.
have
I
the
don't think he.
cognition.
Yeah, I don't
to do it.
even.
I don't think he did. He did.
I don't
That's what, they
even
kept
like
him in
really.
the basement running the entire time. And now people are
Mhm.
looking at it. You know, there's people on the left now looking at it too. But like, you know, because what happened? Because they were expecting, you know, that 80 million people vote again,
Mm-hmm.
and they got 69 million.
Mm-hmm. We'll just like go.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. On that, we'll do
Yeah.
a side eye on that one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah. So that's and they got 69 million. So yeah, we got this side eye thing going. Where did those 20 million go? You know, you
But
lost
y-
12
yeah.
million people. What happened? you know?
Exactly.
And I'm not saying that they cheated last time. There was a very strong anti-Trump.
Yeah,
push.
they're
And they
exactly.
were still doing that, but now they were doing it with somebody who was, you know, first off, I mean, and here's my story about Kamala. 10 minutes ago, I said we were going to be shutting off. But you and I do this all the time. Here's my thing: is that Kamala Harris? They never voted for Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
Okay, she took in the presidential race for 2020.
Mhm.
She took dead last.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She
Yeah.
was
Yeah. Yeah.
dead-
Yeah.
You know, she had like 1% of the vote in the primary.
Mhm.
Okay, she was a horrible candidate.
Yeah.
And
Nobody.
then Joe puts
Like,
her in as vice president as a
Mhm.
you know
as a
sorry,
DEI.
DEI hire.
Yeah, he said I'm gonna
It-
put someone in there,
yeah.
and she's gonna be a black female. I mean,
Yeah,
that was
and
no
boom.
coinky dink.
And there she is.
Boom, black female.
And yeah, and so that might have brought a certain level of black woman vote in, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
Which he would not have normally gotten.
Nope.
You know, black people who would not have gotten in there. And
Mhm.
here he was. I mean, he was already, his brain was already a fog then.
Yeah.
Okay, straight up.
Yeah.
I don't have any doubt in my mind he was in a brain fog then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then he gets elected, and it's on display for the whole world.
Mm-hmm.
You know, his lack of abilities. They do their best to hide him.
Oh
But they
yeah,
can't. I mean, he's got to
yeah,
come out sometime. He has official functions he has to
yeah.
do.
Because I
And
told a
every
friend of
time he
mine,
comes
Pete,
out,
like
yeah,
years before, I said,
Jill's
you know what they're
controlling.
gonna do? I said, you know what they're gonna do, which is funny. I said, because of his cognitive whereabouts or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna blame him, right? And they're gonna
Mm-hmm.
say, "Oh, he was too old. Oh, well, I don't know how this happened." I mean, it didn't quite come out that way, but it was
Yeah.
like I did get some sense that that they were gonna like kind of blame him for something and put her in.
Oh, yeah.
And it was weird because
That
2 years
blame game's
later,
already gone. That's good.
that's
Yeah.
what happened. Yeah, they were just like,
We
"Oh,
thought it would
he's like
happen a lot
old."
sooner.
Yes,
We thought it
exactly.
would happen a lot sooner. But I think once they got to know Kamala,
Hmm.
they were like,
They were like,
this
"We
is-
better, we better say something
So-
now."
and then, and then they were pushing. They were trying to go with Joe. They were trying, and then that debate happened.
Oh
And
boy.
he I'll be honest. I think he did way better on the debate than I thought he would do. He did way
Well-
better than I thought he would do.
Yeah, I
know,
mean, he didn't
but
do
he still did horrible.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't do too bad,
Yeah.
but
You know,
it's like, yeah, like, but I still think I still consider
Yeah.
it elder abuse to the point where I was kind of
it
like
was,
feeling
it was.
sorry
I-
for
I
him,
think
you
I'm
know?
pretty sure they were doping him up.
Yeah, I mean, yep, just to keep him.
Then they drop him like an old hat.
Yeah, that's
You know,
messed
they
up.
dropped him like an old hat, and they just and instead of going through a primary,
Mm-hmm.
which they just pulled Kamala in.
Yeah.
And the reason they just pulled Kamala in,
It's like because
nobody
she would be
voted
next
for
in
her.
line
Yeah.
if he died or something. She
Well-
would be next
well,
in line.
The
but-
reason they did it is because Biden had a war chest for the election.
Mm.
If they had gone through the primary,
Hmm. She
that
wouldn't have
money
gotten
would be
picked.
gone.
Yeah, that
She
wouldn't
wouldn't
have
have got that
happened. Yeah.
She wouldn't be able to use that money for her
Oh,
campaign.
okay.
So
Okay.
they had to do that. So they had to do. So there she was. She was ordained. She was
Yeah.
crowned. She was not voted on. She was not elected.
Yeah.
And I think that was their big.
That's
their huge
crazy,
mistake
yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
I mean,
You
they
can't
just-
be you can't be sneaky and be getting away with stuff
That's
like
not
that.
how this country works.
Uh-uh.
You have to at least fake it.
Yeah.
You gotta at least fake it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello, you know, saying.
And then she couldn't talk.
Oh man.
And she could not. She could
Oh.
not, for the life of her.
And yeah,
Be
and then
There was
always
nothing authentic
having
about her.
yeah, and then having always like calling for the shiny to get up there on the
Yeah.
stage, oh, let's get the singers and let's do that. And
Oh,
why
yeah.
why would this
Yeah.
always
This-
be the booty shakers and the ones that would have cussing in their lyrics? Why do you think
Huh?
that people want to do? I was looking at people in the audience, and then some people were just kind of standing there like,
Yeah.
I don't know
What
what
are
to
you
do
doing up
right
there?
now.
Who are you-
I don't I have no
You
idea
know-
what
you know,
in the world.
Cardi B? Really? Cardi B?
Oh, she go. I was waiting for this for my whole life. Like I was like, were you now? If you were waiting to do this your whole life, you kind of would have had your lines meshed. You wouldn't have had to wait for that phone. you know,
Oh, yeah.
but
and then, and you knew that.
but they
that's what it
act.
was.
Oh my
So,
goodness, it's
this is
crazy.
Exactly this, and so it was. I mean, she was a horrible candidate. I mean, that's just how it is.
Yeah, it was just bad.
And had she won, it would have been. I would have been like, God, I don't know why you did this to us. What do you want me to do about it?
Yeah,
You know,
like
you did. You know.
oh man,
That's exactly what
telling
I
you.
would have been. I would have been like, I don't know why you did this to us. But
it
here we
would have
are.
been. Yeah, it would have
And-
been. It would have been really. It would have been really
so
bad.
So
It would be. It would have been a soul searching kind of thing. It would have been.
yeah.
It would have been
Yeah.
scary. I'm not gonna say. Oh, I wouldn't be. A bit.
Oh,
of,
it would have been really
afraid.
scary. It would have been really scary
Because-
and it's I'll harken back all because like I said, I've kind of decided in my mind this is a Rumble exclusive.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I might put it-
This
I
is
might put-
definitely. This
I'll-
is definitely.
I
'Cause-
might put it on TikTok just to see what happens. But
no, I would just.
you know.
I would just stick with Rumble.
Yeah,
I would stick with
Rumble.
Rumble.
You know,
yeah.
I've actually found I started putting some of my my stuff from Axe on Rumble,
Mm.
and it's getting more views so fast.
Oh,
compared
Rumble
to
goes.
YouTube.
Yeah, Rumble kicks.
Yeah, it's
Rumble-
just-
oh,
it's
and
just-
Gab.
it's like,
And do Gab because Gab
yeah,
is a Christian
I
thing.
I need to do. I need to
Oh,
do
do Gab.
I
Gab
need
is
to do
like.
Gab.
Yeah, Rumble
So,
for me
yeah.
is kind of up, but Gab. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gab
I'll
kicks it.
I'll
But those
have
are
to
the
do it. I'll
two.
have to try it.
Yeah.
So yeah, because it's funny because I monetize it, right?
Hmm.
And of course, YouTube has their monetization rules,
Mhm.
right? I'm not big enough to be monetized.
Oh, you have
and
to
I've
have a certain amount of. Yeah.
yeah, you have to have like 1,000 subscribers, and
Yeah.
1,000 hours.
I
and
don't even know
stuff like that.
1,000.
It's-
I don't
and,
even
I,
know
and, I'm,
10.
and I'm like, I'm sitting here, and I'm all the way up to. I recently got. I mean, I count my subscribers one at a time every couple of weeks. Okay, I get a new subscriber. That's how,
It's hard. I mean, it's hard. It's hard.
I
to,
noticed
like,
today
really
I
get
went from 192 to 193. I'm like,
Oh,
hey, I got a
man.
new one.
But it's getting there. It's
That's
getting there.
okay,
That's
though.
good though. That's good
Yeah.
though.
So,
Yeah.
but
Gab and Rumble definitely.
yeah,
I would.
I'll have to. I really need to check out Gabby.
Yeah.
It'd be but no, it's just
Because it's so much
she
deep
was such
stuff
a
to
poor
talk about.
candidate.
Oh my goodness.
We can just keep going. We can keep going, and unfortunately, like I said,
Yeah, you know what? Let's do a
Stomach
part
rumble.
2. Let's do a part 2.
Let's do
But
a
we
part
can
2.
always talk about this. We can always talk because
Yeah.
this is something we can just constantly
You know,
talk
well,
about.
I mean, if we do this, I'd love to do this on a weekly basis with you.
Yeah.
I know we do hanging with my peeps too. I don't think you
Yeah.
have time to. I don't have time to get this involved every night. But I think once a week, if we get together, we'll talk about it some more.
Yeah,
We really
that's
appreciate you
that's
guys
cool.
being here with us. Welcome to our Rumble exclusive. So we're gonna see what happens. Be sure to hit all those buttons on Rumble. Okay, I know they have them.
Boop.
I know they still do it. But thank you. Bye.
All right. Bye. Oh, neat.